Hello and welcome to The Pendulum, our weekly political program on Lagos television. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. We are back as usual to discuss trending political issues in the country. And tonight on the program, we'll be taking you to Rivers State. We all know recent political development that we have witnessed in Rivers State of late. And tonight, we'll be joined by Right Honorable Dumle Mao, Deputy Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly. But before our engagement with him tonight, we'll take a very quick break on the program to give you a summary of political developments in different parts of the country. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're still watching The Pendulum, our weekly political program on Lagos television. I did say before that break that the Deputy Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, will be joining us, and we'll be looking at some of the recent development regarding the leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Of course, we all remember that dismissal of the appeal by Governor Similaye Fubara recently by the Supreme Court. So it is a pleasure to welcome to The Pendulum this evening, Right Honorable Dumle Maho, Deputy Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly. It's a pleasure to have you tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's a recent development regarding the dismissal of that appeal by Governor Similaye Fubara. What's your take on that recent development, and how is that going to shape the political crisis of Rivers State?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me for this your program. For us, we believe that our country, Nigeria, is run by our ground norm, the Constitution. And everything about Parliament is procedural. The minute you deviate from the Constitution and procedure as stipulated in the standing order of the House and the Constitution, which is the enabling law, the model law, the ground norm, then you have a problem. For us, the judgment from the Supreme Court is very apt, and it has been able to lay to rest several issues. Who is the proper assembly? Who is the Speaker of Assembly? When people say authentic, there hasn't been any contention with the position of Right Honorable Martin Chika as the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. I say so because he was elected on the 5th of June, 2023 as the Speaker and the only Speaker, and he remains the Speaker, as brilliantly pronounced by the courts. When I mean court, I'm talking about superior courts of record, from the Federal High Court to the Court of Appeal and up to the Supreme Court. And so for us, there must be an end to litigation. I understand very clearly what we call the doctrine of estoppel. Estoppel res judicata. Everything that has a beginning must have an end. And so the position of the court
Hello, are you there? Okay, we seem to be having some technical issues with Honorable Mahol. I'm sure that it will quickly reconnect with us so that we can continue our conversation regarding the Rivers political crisis, in particular that of the Assembly of the State. And there have been different interpretations both on the side of Amewele and of course those that are loyal to the governor of the state, Sim Fubara, regarding the dismissal of that particular appeal filed by Governor Sim Fubara. You will recall that Mr. Yusuf Ali, SAN, informed the Supreme Court earlier this week that the governor decided to withdraw that appeal simply because it was all about the presentation of the year 2024 budget, and now we are already in year 2025. Do we still have the Right Honorable there?
What's the network? Yes, sorry, network, Nigeria.
Okay.
So I'm
just hold on a bit. Okay, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. I don't know, but people will say that there are factions, so I really do not know who I should call the Deputy Speaker or not. Help us clear that.
There is no faction in the Rivers State House of Assembly. I recall that I mentioned to you earlier that the Speaker was elected on the 5th of June, 2023. I was also elected as Deputy Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. I'm talking about the 10th Assembly. I was nominated. I accepted the nomination. I contested. I was voted for by 2/3 majority of the Rivers State House of Assembly. And I have never been removed. Nobody have moved motion for my removal. Nobody have voted for my removal. So I am and I remain the Deputy Speaker of the 10th Rivers State House of Assembly. There is no doubt about that. Even the court have made pronouncement on that. Because when you say Martin Amemble, when the court says Right Honorable Martin Amemble is the Speaker and remains the Speaker and the only person that the governor must make a request to. If you allow me, I can read to you what the Supreme Court said about who should receive nomination requests from the governor as assembly. And that position of the Supreme Court is the same thing that Omotosho said, which means it was upheld by the Supreme Court what Omotosho did at the Federal High Court. So there is no doubt about his Deputy Speaker. Whether he's saying his Deputy Speaker is an impostor, outside myself is an impostor, and will be treated as so at the appropriate time.
Okay, Right Honorable, earlier this week, Mr. Femi Falana, SAN actually corrected the misconception of that Supreme Court recognizing the Amewele-led faction as the authentic leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly. And I'm going to quote him now. And he said that the issue of the faction of the 27 lawmakers said to be loyal to Wike was still pending before a federal high court in Port Harcourt. And he explained that the withdrawal of the appeal against the budget had nothing to do with the issue of defection or the leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly. What do you say to that?
Well, that position is false. With respect to him as my learned senior and the senior advocate, that position is conceived. You know, when we have issues, and those issues are before court, it is only the court that can take decision. It doesn't lie in my mouth, it doesn't lie in the mouth of Falana to say, this is the position of the law. And let me ask you, if the law says something and Falana says something, which will you believe? I'm asking you back. It is what the law says that everybody will follow.
But Mr. Femi Falana is an authority when it comes. Mr. Femi Falana is an authority when it comes to the law.
Come again?
I said Mr. Femi Falana is not a novice when it comes to the interpretation of the law.
Do you understand your question and my response to your question? I just responded to you that it doesn't lie in the mouth of Falana. It doesn't lie in my own mouth. It is what the court says at this point that should be taken as the law, that should be taken as the position of the fact established before all of us. So if you ask me, when what he said is neither here nor there, it is what the court said. I wanted you to dwell on what is the position of the law. What did the court say? That is where we are. The court simply said, Amewele is the speaker. The court simply said, hey, you governor, don't submit anything to any lawyer. And for your information, I would like you to get a copy of the Court of Appeal judgment and hear what the Court of Appeal said about the governor. Because when people come on national television and misinform the general public, it's regrettable and it's sad. If you allow me, I will read it for you. I have copies of the judgment here from Omotosho to the Court of Appeal.
From the Court of Appeal?
Yeah. From Omotosho, Federal High Court to the Court of Appeal. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
And the appeal from the Court of Appeal was what took the governor to the Supreme Court. And you agree with me that when the Supreme Court dismissed his own appeal from Court of Appeal, it therefore means everything Omotosho said, everything the Court of Appeal said is the position of the law as of today. There is nothing more pretentious than that. That is where we are.
Okay, but beyond this,
allow me, I will read it for you, and you will hear.
Just hold on a bit. But beyond this appeal that was dismissed by the Supreme Court recently, We still have 4 other cases that are reserved, and of course, we are expecting that the Supreme Court will give judgment very soon. How hopeful are you that at the end of the day, these particular 4 reserved cases will find a lasting solution whenever the Supreme Court gives judgment to the political crisis in Rivers State?
The Supreme Court is the final court in the land. For us, we obey all the courts, from court of first instance to appellate courts. That is the stuff we are made of. And that is why every time I tell people who cares to listen, that I will continue to follow Martin Chike Amehule's speakership leadership, because he follows the law. He understands procedure. He follows procedure. We are not deviant. We are not people who don't know that the supremacy of the law is what governs us as a people. We are aware that we are before the court, and we are open, very open to what any decision of the court will come. But we are confident that we have done the right thing, and we will continue to do what is right and just before everybody. That is our position.
Because all this forth and back now between the FCT minister and the sitting governor of the state seem to be affecting the development of Rivers State, and the people are the center here. And of course, we know that democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. All of you who are major actors in this crisis, are you conscious of the fact that you actually made some promise to the people to give them dividends of democracy?
I take exception to when people call the honorable minister's name in this crisis. He hasn't been a party in any of the suits in the court. He is not a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly.
But some of you are loyal to him.
I'm coming, sir. He is no more governor of the state. What do you call loyalty? You see, I'm a lawyer and I understand the facts of res ipsa loquitur. Fact speaks for itself. When I do what is not right, I should take up responsibility of accepting that what I have done is not right. And if I argue that what I have done is the right thing and somebody takes me to court, it is not my opinion that will count anymore. It is the opinion of the court. And that is why we have 3 arms of government. We have the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. And so it is the work of the court to intervene when we have this kind of issues. So when people go about tying it to people, is it the minister that is asking the governor to obey lawful court judgments? And I ask you, from court of first instance, even the one himself went to, at the appeal, who went to court of appeal, it is the governor. Who went to Supreme Court, it is the governor. Because the legal system gives him that window to say, if I disagree with the judgment of a motor shop, you have the window of going to the appeal. You go to appeal, you lost. The appeal was dismissed completely. And everything Omotosho said at the Federal High Court, the Court of Appeal upheld all of those facts. And others, don't forget others, lawful orders made in judgment of court. He dragged out to Supreme Court. We go to Supreme Court. On the day of hearing, this said man came and said, hey, I don't want to continue again. And what was his reason before the Supreme Court? That the matter is about 2024 budget that has been overtaken by event. And I asked his lawyers, did they not read the other parts of the judgment? Did they not take time to look at, okay, I'll give you a very, very important order. Very important aspect of that appeal that nobody can jettison. Nobody, one person can do that. Except the person is a tyrant that is not ready to obey our laws and respect superior courts of record in our land. Look at what Order 4 says. An order is hereby made restraining the 11th defendant, which is the governor, from howsoever or in whatsoever manner, making any request, presentation, or nomination to the Rivers State House of Assembly, except to the Rivers State House of Assembly under the leadership of the second plaintiff as speaker, which is Martin Chike Amehuble. It must be re-emphasized that the 11th defendant, as the governor, withdrew all his processes filed in opposition to the originating processes. Motion on notice dated and filed 15th day of December 2023, and the 17th defendant had resigned his membership of the Rivers State House of Assembly and not the speakership of the House, and thereby not having capacity to be a party in this suit. All the facts by the plaintiff remain unchallenged. And
right, Honorable Mao.
That was the last order.
I do understand. I do understand every bit of what you just read now. But my question essentially is centered on the interest of the people who voted you all into office. This crisis, is it not going to deprive them of the dividends of democracy? Because things are falling apart.
And I have very simple answer to you, sir. Should we now slaughter judgments of superior courts, Supreme Court, Court of Appeal to Federal High Court, on the altar or whims and caprices of one man that is not ready to obey our constitution that he swore to? The answer is no. So if we want to put emotion, we say, hey, the general people are suffering. The public should advise him to respect our laws and judgments of court, and the matter is settled. We have obeyed every judgment or any order made against us. Of course, there is none as at today. None that I am aware of, not one. You talk about defection. The Federal High Court gave judgment in the case of us, River State, that's members of the Assembly, and APP. In our favor, Federal High Court that has jurisdiction.
Okay,
No
just hold on a bit. Just hold on a bit. We have to go on a very quick break now. We'll be going on a short break on the Pendulum at this moment to bring you the soundbite of the week. And of course, that soundbite is all about what happened at the Supreme Court regarding that dismissal of the appeal by Governor Sim Fubara. We'll be back. We still have with us the Deputy Speaker, River State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Dumle Mahol, and of course, he's been speaking on political crisis in River State. And now, I want us to look beyond the courts now. Do you think there is a way we can actually find an amicable solution to the crisis rocking River State outside of the courts? Are you with me?
I will go.
Are you with me? Honorable Mao. Honorable Mao? Okay, we seem to be having some technical issues. Hopefully, it's going to join us back. And for those who are just joining us right now, can you hear me?
No problem. I agree. I agree. Better. But at least we are prepared. We are ready. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. No problem.
So I just wanted to confirm that.
I have no problem with that.
Right, so once I'm done with it, I'll call you back.
No problem. Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes.
We still have with us on the Pendulum the Deputy Speaker, River State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Dumle Mao. I was asking you that, okay, we know that there are certain cases in court regarding what is happening in River State. Is there a way outside of the court now? Can we use an amicable way to actually resolve some of the crises rocking River State so that the state can witness some kind of development outside of the court?
Yeah, I think that you are also in Nigeria and you are aware that Mr. President intervened in this matter.
He did.
And everything Mr. President asked us to do, we did. From the beginning to the end. We didn't have any reservation about it because we consented. We just consented, we rather consented to everything that the president asked us to do. Himself did not do what he was asked to do. Even when he appended his signature, he signed, I signed, we all signed. So I wonder who is coming to talk to him or who will intervene again that he will listen if Mr. President, in his capacity as the president of this country, did. It's sad, it's regrettable, but I think that the court should be the proper forum, which for us today, the court decided. When court has decided, where do we, after Supreme Court, should we appeal to God? Should we appeal to God? We cannot. What the law is what the law is. That's where we are.
So what role do you think the elders of Rivers can play in all of this?
But I just answered, if the president intervened, the elders Were they not part of the meeting before, Mr. President? They were all there. Most of them were there. So when you see somebody who is not ready to obey court judgment, is it normal person that he will obey? Yes. So let the law take its course. That's where we are. Let the law take its course.
Okay, I'll bring you back to my question earlier, talking about the people who gave you their mandates, who entrusted you with their votes to represent their interests in all of this. Where two elephants fight, the grass would always bear the brunt. The people are the one bearing the brunt now, and this is not what democracy is all about.
My brother, the people you're talking about are aware that there are court judgments that one person has refused to obey. That's the truth. Yes, mandate, we agree. But did my people give me mandate to go and worship another person as my God? No. Did they give me mandate to go and support somebody to disobey constitution and court judgments? No, no. No, sir. No. So it's very simple here. The people who gave us the mandate, they are all educated. They know what the law says. They should tell him to obey the law. Let him respect court judgment, and we'll move on.
They should tell who to obey the law?
He should obey the law, the constitution.
Who? I'm asking who?
Fubara should obey the law, the constitution.
Isn't that your governor?
He should obey
Isn't that your
judgment.
governor?
He should obey judgment.
Isn't that your
Judgment
governor?
of court, superior courts of record.
Isn't that your governor?
He's governor. Did I say he's not governor?
So if that is your
He is
governor,
governor.
if that is your governor and you are loyal to him and you are loyal to River State and you are loyal to the people of River State, I see no reason why all of us cannot come together and resolve this matter amicably.
And I ask you, and I ask you again, and you are leaving that side and you're still coming back to where you're coming from. And I ask you, should we slaughter judgment of Federal High Court, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court on the altar of renegotiation? Because we had done negotiation before and it did not work because he refused to obey too. If he cannot respect the president of this country, somebody is not respecting court judgment, somebody is not respecting the constitution, haba. Is he above the law because he's governor? No, sir. He should rule with the rule, like Court of Appeal told him, he should rule with the rule of law and not the rule of might.
So if things should continue this way, what then becomes of the future of River State?
Continue how? How? That somebody is not ready to respect the law that he swore to, and you say the future of River State. He's the governor. Like you earlier said, if the man who is supposed to be the custodian of the law and the constitution is not doing so, and people are clapping for him that he's doing well, haba, what kind of society is that? He's simply calling for anarchy. That's what he's doing. And he must be called to order because he's not above the law. We are not also above the law. We are following the law. That is why we are respecting court judgment. We are doing what the constitution says we should do. He should act in that order. What does it take for a governor to respect the decision of Court of Appeal and Supreme Court? That is the same court that validated his own position from tribunal to appeal court to Supreme Court. So assuming those who contested with him, who went to the Court of Appeal, went to Supreme Court, if they behave the way he's behaving, will he be governor?
Okay, Right Honorable Dumle Mao, Deputy Speaker, River State House of Assembly. That's a very nice place to end our conversation tonight. We must thank you very much for your time on the Pendulum this week.
Thank you.
All right, that's the show this week. I've been speaking with Right Honorable Dumle Mahol, Deputy Speaker, River State House of Assembly, on the River State House of Assembly crisis. And of course, we still have 4 other cases before the Supreme Court of the land. That's the show this evening. We thank you very much for watching. We'll be back again next week, talking another political issue entirely on the program. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. Bye for now.